Charles Central Church of God is the place where we first laid eyes on each other. In fact, it's the church that his grandmother founded in Jackson, Mississippi, and God allowed us to actually meet there. I was dancing, actually miming at one of my friends' wedding. At that wedding, my husband was doing the music and I was miming a piece. And after the rehearsal, he asked me, his first question was, "How old are you?"
Here I am, late 20s. You need to ask that question.
I think I was, at that time,
26.
6 years old. I was 26.
Mm-hmm.
And I answered.
He did. And I remember.
So what were you thinking? Why did you ask me that question? Why did you ask me?
You were very intriguing. This mime lady, something about you was just very intriguing. So I just wanted to know you. So I need to grill you.
With that question?
I'm just kidding.
So did you plan to ask that question?
No, that was just the first question came out of my mouth.
So when I was miming, were you watching me when I was practicing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Because you had the little gold dust, the sprinkles.
I did.
Yep, in the little basket. I remember the whole thing.
I forgot.
White satin top, white satin bottom, sash around your waist, gold hair, gold sprinkles. I remember. I was at the piano and I have a good vantage point from that piano.
But I didn't have those sprinkles that day.
No, but those sprinkles was at the wedding.
No, I'm saying, so during the rehearsal, did you plan to ask me that question?
No, but see, you were hooked up over there by the piano. You had that's where all the electricity was. That's where the power was, by the piano. When we met at the wedding, something just set off where we started having this series of meetings, doing music and doing what we do. Get to the Alamo Theater, unbeknownst to each other, we get there. Oh, there she is again. She's doing mime, I'm doing music. Get to Provine, there she is again. Okay, she's doing the mime, I'm doing music. Slated together, but didn't know anything. Get to Tougaloo, pretty much the same thing. And what made it so amazing is we went to high school together. Never saw each other at Provine High School. After we got married and started looking through yearbooks, we found out that we posed in the yearbook together. I think she was most friendly for her class. I was most friendly for my class. You get together, take the picture, pose, go back to class. But never. Her grandmother lived across the street from my mother. I was in the band with her brother. Just all sorts of things that said you're supposed to know each other by now.
We got to get into how we felt when we saw each other at New Horizon. Because I joined New Horizon first. Let's say that. Oh, so yeah. I think he was following me.
No. I was following the Lord.
So with New Horizon, I was there first. I was at Pratt, and my mother was the assistant pastor at Pratt, and so I knew that the Lord was moving me.
And it would seem like I was following you.
It did.
It would seem like that, but that was not the case.
We were
I don't like
together
that feeling. I feel accused.
So we met at the Alamo. We saw each other at Alamo, Tougaloo, Provine, and then about a year and a half later, am I right?
About a year.
About a year later, we ended up at New Horizon, the same church. So I joined in like January, if I'm not mistaken, and he came in April or May. In April. In fact, he resigned from his previous church, Central Church of God, on my birthday, which is April 19th.
Now, so was I planning that? Because I didn't know your birthday by that time.
Yes, you did. You looked it up.
No. The Lord told me, go to a New Horizon. And what I associated with a New Horizon was New Horizon Church. And definitely when I got there and found out that this mysterious lady that I had met at the wedding and keep running into is at New Horizon, then it was an aha moment. Not in the sense of I'm just identifying that's my wife or anything like that, but that I was sensitive enough to the spirit to know it's something about this lady that's special, and it's something about us that is ordained of God. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when I got to New Horizon and saw that she was already there, and we had this successive series of running into each other in ministry, and that the way the church was structured, that she would actually be in the ministry that I was coming to the church to do or to be the minister of, I knew God was at work.
St. Charles Street Tree.
Outside of my mom and dad's home, in the neighbor's yard, there was a tree. Most of the time, as we were getting to know each other, the family would gather at my mom's house. And if our night ended, it would end in the car talking for hours under that tree.
And then I think it was that tree was a place of discovery. It was a place where we worked out the intricate details of past situations, where we were and where we possibly was going. Twin Lakes. God made the turn at Twin Lakes. He made us turn the corner. To be honest, we both were engaged to two other people. And the Lord had been speaking to us separately about ending those relationships and moving with Him. Now, at that moment, did we know that it was about each other? No, we didn't. It was the Lord turning our lives in the direction by which He wanted us to go. I can only tell my own experience because it was me and the Lord. One morning early, in fact, it was a early Saturday morning at Twin Lakes, I could see the reflection of the trees on the water. It just was beautiful. And the Lord said, there is more under the water that you can't see. And He had me to stop and look at the shallow part of the water. And He says, that's what you can see. He said, and even the reflection on top of the water, that's what you can see. But there's more under that water that I desire to reveal to you if you would go with me. And I knew what that go with me was. That go with me was, let this previous relationship go and go with me. It's not about what you feel. It's not about emotions. It's about what you want to do, but go with me. I want to reveal something more to you. Things that you don't know, but you got to go with me. And now I didn't know that my husband to be was having that same experience in the same place, because we were there at an encounter retreat at New Horizon.
That's right.
This is how we got together. Now at Twin Lakes, the Lord told us about breaking off, right, but He didn't tell us who our spouse was. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was, quite significant. And so when I was at home and after the breakup, the Lord said, now that you have agreed with me, I'm going to tell you how to call him forth. You can tell what you did.
I drove straight to her house, knocked on her door, and I told her, you are my wife. Those are the words I gave her. She didn't get the one knee, will you marry me? That was not our beginning. Our beginning was the Lord speaking to both of us. And at that point, the Lord speaking to me, and I needed to go and I needed to tell her, you are my wife.
We were driving down Highway 18 and we were dating, and a ladder fell off somebody's.
A big one.
A big ladder fell off somebody's truck. And we were in a little Ford driving behind the truck. And the truck didn't return to get that ladder. And we looked at each other. And I said, you're going to get that ladder. He said.
Now that's a shame. That's a shame before God and man.
He said, I'm going to get that ladder.
I did that U-turn.
In the middle of the street, we had a long ladder hanging out of Ford.
And we worked that ladder into that vehicle. And got that ladder and kept that ladder till we went to Africa. We got good use out of that ladder.
So there was a confirmation
we did not leave that ladder in that road.
I married a man that could salvage anything.
Anything.
I mean, he could get it.
You got
grab
to
it.
get that.
He knows how to seize the moment. And so at that moment, it said a nice ladder was in that street. Mm-hmm. And that man is going on and he's not going to get it. Well, he must have stolen it. So
now that was the day that Chris and Connie were born.
Right. And I just missed.
And a lot of people in the room, if they're looking at this, if you end up keeping this footage, they don't know what that means. There is a Chris and there's a Connie, but there's a Chris and Connie. It's almost like Bonnie and Clyde, but it ain't. But it's saved though. It's redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. It is very, very adventurous. There's no such word as no or we can't. It will fight as hard as it loves. Does anybody that know us know I'm telling the truth? There's a Chris and Connie.
That's right.
And that is the day Chris and Connie was born.
That was.
You're going to get that ladder.
We're going to get that ladder.
We're going to get that ladder. And we got that ladder.